Do you have a specialty? I noticed in some of the things I read that domestic violence
Yes.
and addictions.
Yes, and I worked with alcoholics and drug addicts, and very happy to do that. How that
I think you'd make them feel better, just your smile. I mean,
I loved working with them.
You've got a wonderful smile and way
thank
about
you.
you. If somebody's completely depressed, I think you could lift them up.
God working through me.
Now, on the domestic violence end of it, is it always women you're dealing with?
Actually, most of the time it is, but I have had men who are victims of domestic violence.
I know some.
And they've come in and they've showed me their scars and their bruises.
That's kind of interesting because if you've had some, I'd say there's 100% more out there that would be too embarrassed to come
Right.
to a counselor. Women do that a little more easily. We come in with a need, and men are not quite so quick.
Right, and sometimes when they've come to me, they've come inebriated to work up the courage to come and talk to me.
What's usually the outcome for a domestic violence? Do they get together, or to me the natural thing would be to separate? If you're not going to quit beating somebody up, you don't hang around for more of that.
No, and actually the success rate of batterers in treatment is about 10% at most.
Wow.
So it comes to a point where the woman has to decide, do I want to live? Do I want my children to live? And even more important than that is, what lesson am I teaching my children? Do I want them to see this violence continually and get the message that, if you're in a marriage and the woman isn't doing what you want, then you beat her up. You pull a gun out on her. And if they don't become batterers, then the other thing is that they become victims of domestic violence.
Yeah, now they're still in danger.
Absolutely, in a lot of danger.
That must be the most terrorizing way to live.
Yes, it is.
You make the choice, I want to live, I'm going to remove my children from this, and then you've got to be looking around every corner.
Yes.
Watching your back all the time.
And I did. I was in a domestic violence marriage.
Do you know, I had a feeling that you were, because there was something that stood out when I read your material. When you counsel that kind of thing, I just thought, I just wonder. And you know, you're right. God does get glory out of the most horrible things.
He does. And that has been something that I followed all along. Whatever it is, I can do one of two things. I can get better, or I can get bitter. And if I choose to get better, then God will use it for good, just like He used Joseph's life for good. So we can die in our self-imposed prison, or we can let Jesus Christ set us free.
You're good, girl. You are good. I really appreciate what you've had to say today, and we're just about out of time, so this is a real quick answer, but do you feel safe today?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Yes, I do.
Good.